Dealer's choice number, Curtis Jackson. Imagine taking a shit and then fucking Ice Cube Jr. drops down on you mid-dookie.
I'm glad we're back at Universal. I feel like it's our, like, our...
Which one of them is the Universal monster?
50 Cent.
Every 48 minutes, a bank is robbed here. Right
What?
here, in that parking lot.
Dude, you'd send like the fucking Navy SEALs after a few days.
This is the bank robbery capital. You'd close the banks.
Also, like, why would anyone work at a bank in the 9 times a day robbed town? Ian, thoughts on title cards that actually do tell you where you are, that are important?
Don't think important.
Okay.
It's just places in California.
Okay, fair. Because my big thing that I really agree with you is that, like, when it says Paris and there's an Eiffel Tower in the background.
That's annoying. Yeah. That's even worse. This is like, we know we're in California. The whole movie takes place in California. So, in theory, we shouldn't need title cards for every city. Straight out of the carton.
Crazy motherfucking name, Ice Cube.
No.
I don't think I've ever related to a character harder than a man checking his phone while drinking milk straight out of the carton.
What are you doing right now?
I'm on Tinder drinking milk. What are you doing, wife?
You smell like a stripper.
Of course, I was at work.
It's funny because I got this text.
Street theater, babes, not what it looks like.
It is not what it looks like.
How could it be literally anything else than what it looks
He
like?
was talking to O'Shea Jackson Jr. Yeah, bitch, that was so hot.
He's not even friends with them in this world.
Deb, stop.
He hasn't even made up a convincing lie. I'm working undercover.
He's even been like, please don't do this, I fucked up, even though he doesn't clarify what the fuck up was and says it not what it looks like.
He was working? It's not what it looks like?
Are you encouraging cheating, Ian?
No! But he's not even trying to lie.
Ian's a serial cheater.
Yeah, I cheat on my left hand with my right hand sometimes. Oh, boy.
Fuck, I can't do all this retard factory this early.
That's how I feel when Ian's around me.
B. He's not H anymore.
That's the other side of his neck. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, he's got them labeled. He's got height and beft.
What about Merriman?
Mary.
Oh, Merriman!
He's drinking Pepto. Just straight up like...
You don't?
No, I take a cap full of it, go ew, and then stop.
No title card. Where are we? I don't understand. I'm too dumb. American audience. Ah! Amazon just sent me a book recommendation. What the fuck's going on? Is this the Twilight Zone?
I had one of the girls here clean you up, so you're good.
But y'all got the wrong dude.
You know, one could say it's not what it looks like. It's a good defense. It holds up, doesn't it, buddy?
You and Merriman's crew? Huh? You hit the stadium?
Why are you interrogating him? He can't talk.
There's a lot of tank tops in this film.
Yeah, they're criminals.
That's what that means.
That's the bar to entry to wear a tank top. You have to be a criminal.
That's why I wear tank tops all the time. I'm shredded. And I do crime.
Ian, you're like the weight of my left leg.
Yeah, but I have nice collarbones, so it's fine. I'm like cheese. Just grate that
Right through
bitch.
the grater.
You are the weight of one string of cheese, yes.
I appreciate that every character in this movie has not only a tank top, but like 80 chest and arm tattoos.
They're prison regulars. You get tattoos in prison. What else are you going to do?
But the cop had a bunch too.
You gotta work out and get tattoos. So those are the two things you do in prison.
There's a third one, but it's get fucked in the ass, and that's not really the ideal one.
He's the only person on that bus.
In a Los Angeles city bus at night, there's 3. Yeah, all right. That bus is gonna be
Depends on how late it is.
Nah, that bus is gonna be packed.
Ah, hello, wife and kids.
Haha, you so hot. Haha, just kidding.
Deb. It's not what it looks like, Deb.
Look at
I'm just buying jelly,
I'm just
Deb.
buying jelly at the supermarket right next to you. Is that what it looks like?
I love buying jelly.
I like how he just stares at her completely fucking dumbfounded.
That was a really weird scene because either it was an accident, which is really stupid, or he planned it and just stood there and stared at her next to the jelly.
I think it was just supposed to be he ran into her at the supermarket.
Okay, that's...
I love scenes that don't really add anything.
Yeah.
Dude, what do you mean it didn't add anything? He A, bought jelly. B, looked at her like,
Yeah, this is Grand Theft Auto 5, the movie. It's good, though.
It's good because I like the idea that the cops are a separate rival gang trying to get this gang, which is pretty cool.
They're also cops, though, because he wouldn't be invited to crime scene if he's not.
No, absolutely.
But they're like a special agent group of cops.
Special, more like abuse all of their power and authority kind of
That's what
cops.
special
That's what cops
means.
means.
I like that, though.
There's anywhere between $500 and $800 billion in there.
Guys, can we rob this place?
No,
That's what they're doing.
Off recording, can we do that?
On recording? Can we do that?
Ian, imagine all the Green Lantern movies you could afford for $500 billion to produce.
Dude, I could make one every year.
You can make 2 every year.
No, I don't want to oversaturate the market.
Yeah, just yearly.
If we can get to those unfit bills before they go to the shredders and get out clean.
Now that's fucking smart.
Right?
Damn.
Untraceable money.
Yeah.
$30 million of untraceable money.
It doesn't exist. That's
Now,
so
granted,
good.
I can't afford a Green Lantern movie with that. But
True, you can't.
Do it a couple times a day. Or do it a couple days a week.
times a day.
Do it a couple days a week is what I meant. And then you've got like
One movie, Green Lantern.
Rob an unrobbable bank a couple times a week. Mud, 2021. I forgot what day it was. What do you think 50 Cent's going to do with his share of the money?
He can finally be a full dollar.
Alternatively, he can open up his own candy shop.
I suggest you take these. You're being served?
I hate that phrase because it's like the legal word, but it sounds like such a 2000s insult.
Yeah.
You just got served, bro.
I guess I'm getting divorced.
Maybe it's because I was staring at her in that grocery store.
Yeah, that's why.
She didn't like the kind of jelly I bought.
She didn't like how my mouth was half open.
She actually got over my weird ass text, but when I saw her in the grocery store, she was like, "Nah, I'm divorcing him."
She looked at me and was like, "Oh God, you're ugly." He got a job at a place that regularly delivers food. That's fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
I love details like this.
Very detail oriented.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to fault like the logic. They have this airtight. And they also probably invented this fictional place, but you know.
This real / fictional place. 'Cause I'm sure there's something like this.
Yeah, similar, sure. But there's no way if you're making a movie, you're going to go to that actual billion-dollar place and be like, yeah, hi, how does your entire system work so I can write someone robbing it? They'd be like, fuck off.
Rolando, this is my dad.
Oh my God, your dad's 50 Cent?
Okay. Well, it's all right. It's all right.
See, a scene like this, I'm not sure really adds anything to the film. Like, I think it's building 50 Cent's character up, but it
Yeah,
might,
because he hasn't had a lot yet.
but it's also a 2-hour, 20-minute film, and it kind of detracts just a little bit. Like, it's one, I don't know. I feel like this was a scene that could have been cut.
I agree. I think this scene spawned from a funny idea one of the guys had. Maybe it was 50 Cent himself, and they
Yeah.
were like, sure, let's write it in. But it doesn't really, you know, contribute.
Like, this weird, like, yeah, we did it! We intimidated that child! Woo!
There was a scene like that in Bad Boys 2, although I'd say Bad Boys 2, a worse movie, did it better.
How you doing, Nick?
What's his beef with her if he cheated on her to make her divorce?
You see, he's a man.
Ah,
Yeah, come on.
I
He doesn't
get
wanna
it.
be
She's not
divorced.
being a dumb, submissive slut.
Therefore,
Therefore,
she is incorrect.
she's in the wrong.
Yeah, okay.
No, I don't think anyone in this movie is supposed to be like, no, Gerard Butler's character is the good guy.
I'm sorry. Fucking touch me.
Technically, can't you call a cop on a cop?
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely. They probably won't do anything about it, but you can do that.
Please.
My name, Big Nick O'Brien.
the fact that he has to call himself Big Nick should say a lot too.
Yeah. I love when slightly overweight, middle-aged white dudes give themselves nicknames like Monster, and it's like, wow, you are the most insecure man I've ever met.
That is not where the skull would be.
Everybody take 2 steps forward.
And now 1 step back. Now crisscross.
Freeze!
Now everybody, clap your hands.
Oh, they're using the tiny heist to begin the big heist.
Okay. Now why do you think that?
Because I don't think there's time for this heist to end, have like emotional payoff for it, and then start a second heist.
So what if I told you were correct?
50 Cent does not look like a security guard at all.
I was thinking the same thing.
He's in the money.
He is the money.
Like, the movie just went up a full point.
Get on with LAPD Central. Tell them we're running surveillance.
And stop signs.
I was hoping he'd just get fucking T-boned.
Wow, we're $5 billion short.
Well, we're
30 million.
We're a whole O'Shea Jackson Jr. short. What the fuck?
All right, roger that. Go ahead and clock out
Alameda. Take Alameda out.
This entire heist hinges on the fact that these two guys wouldn't completely remember that that thing was full.
Imagine taking a shit and then fucking Ice Cube Jr. drops down on you mid-dookie.
8-day-old takeout.
Dude, seriously, that's been up there.
That just took too damn long, okay?
Here's your oh
Here's your rotting food.
Literally, there's like maggots in there.
Damn you finicky.
That food's 8 days old.
She's chowing down. The other girl's mad.
8-day, oh.
Part of their plan was to give two ladies 8-day-old Chinese food.
That was a good plan. That wasn't part of it. That was crucial.
That
to
was
the plan.
crucial to the plan.
Like
That was like the crux of the plan.
right. If that didn't work, the plan falls apart.
Yeah.
Z, go down the right. Gus.
You stay here. You're not equipped for this because your name's Gus. 50's weapon seems very inappropriate for this kind of combat. It's like, here's my mid-range SMG.
Everyone else has got like clips and stocks and braces and scopes, and he doesn't even have a silencer. Also, nobody can fucking aim in this movie. They're all empty in clips, and nobody's been shot aside from the first dude. I mean, there's probably scores of dead people in those cars.
Oh,
right
yeah.
now, but-
They're murdering everyone around them first. And clear the way. There we go.
And now $15 million each. Congrats. That woman ate 8-day-old Chinese food.
Yeah, no, that's still
That's
happens.
so
God,
thinking about
she's gonna fucking.
food poisoning.
Oh my god.
She was chowing down. She was into it.
She was like, "Oh, you just being a bitch," and just kept
Yeah.
eating.
I'll have 2 whiskeys on the rocks and a woman to cheat on my wife with.
Oh, that's clever.
Surprise me.
He's a millionaire and he's still working at the bar.
The 50th dealer's choice. We should all fire in with our opinions of the movie.
Except Ian Mello, who does not go yet. Mud, what are you thinking?
As the one in this room who hasn't seen this movie, wow, it's really good.
It is good.
It's really
Yeah, it
good.
is.
Why does it have a 42% Rotten Tomatoes?
Can I add some context too? Ian and I saw this like 3 years ago, and we watched it, and we saw the reviews, the low Rotten Tomatoes score, and we were like, oh, I can't wait for it to suck. But we watched it, and we both really liked it.
Yeah.
I think what really sells it as being so good, and I might be divergent from what Mud thinks, but I think Gerard Butler's character is fucking brilliant. I think that like everything that they portrayed with who he is and his mindset and his mentality, that self-destructive force, which can also be really brilliant depending on what he's doing in certain situations, like with the bank, he realized that they're up to something with the sewers and stuff. Like, there's a lot of what he does that like is completely out of left field to his advantage and disadvantage. I love the humanity of him. Those back shots, the back scenes of him and his wife having that like domestic, dispute and failure of their marriage and stuff. You see this guy go off the hinge, and every scene with him in his personal life, whether he is like relevant to the plot, like if he's like fucking that girl because the guy sent that girl or whatever, but every single scene with him and his personal life, I think really adds to his character, which enhances the story when you see him later in those action scenes and the heist scenes and stuff.
I don't disagree, but I don't think that's my favorite part of the film. I do agree, though, that it really shows an unexpected twist on the maverick who always plays by his own rules. Because in the cliche is that he's always right and he always gets promoted and everyone always apologizes. But in this one, he doesn't really. He ends up winning the day in a sense where he stops the thief he wanted to stop. And the guy apologized to him, but that was more of a professional courtesy because he lost a member of his group in the shootout. You know, he's still divorced. He's still a drunken failure.
And he didn't even get the heist figured out until
Yeah,
the end.
and he didn't even get the money.
Yeah.
He has a full Usual Suspects moment where he sees all the Kaiser Soze bits on the wall, which is pretty good. Nice homage. But what really makes this film the plot twist, I agree. That's awesome. Amazingly clever. My one question is, when did they switch the bags of money? Because we very clearly see him stuffing the money in the black bags.
There is a scene where 2 trucks drive by each other. One goes this way, one goes that way. There was a second truck.
Oh, the dump truck before they got... Okay, I see. All right, I follow now.
They misdirected the truck with...
That's smart.
Shazam's dad. Yep.
Okay, so, all right, never mind. I will nix that from my...
No, it's fine.
Also, to criticize the movie a little bit, it's long as shit.
It is.
And it's
there are
slow.
some scenes that feel very
long, very slow.
Slightly unnecessary.
Towards the middle, this movie really drags. I get what you were saying about the mind games being cool, but I feel like it could have been a lot quicker and a lot more direct with how they were fucking with each other. Because there are some really slow moments in here.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of 50 Cent's character's story is kind of auxiliary.
It is, especially considering the fact that he dies.
Yeah.
And there's no
The
payoff.
only reason we get those auxiliary moments is so we care when he dies.
Fair, but I still think I would have cared regardless. I mean, show the brotherhood between the two main heisters.
Yep.
If there had been more payoff with like his family, like maybe we see that teenager like sneaking into the daughter's room now, like
Banging him.
yeah, he's like, no dad.
Yeah, exactly.
No, dad. Tick time. Yeah.
I think there would have been better payoff, but it's very slow towards the end, and that's kind of a problem when the final heist is so slow and methodical.
It's so
That's good.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I love a good slow methodical heist where they show everything. They take their time to really build the tension. That's good shit. But when the rest of the movie up until that point has been brutally slow, it just makes that clock feel like it's moving so much slower.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I'm gonna give my score. I'm gonna give this movie an 8.
I also thought about an 8.
I
Mud.
was feeling a 7, and then
No, Shit Jackson Jr. was in the money.
and then he was in the money, which was like a bonus point. But then also that final twist really solidified it as an 8. It would be a 9 if this movie was a little bit quicker.
I agree.
Like,
I
not
agree.
even like a really like short, quick movie. I'm not saying decrease the runtime. I'm just saying if it could feel like it's going
Make
by
those
faster.
auxiliary scenes quicker or cut them for something else.
Yeah, there's some fat you could trim.
There's a little bit of fat.
It's a 2-hour, 20-minute film. It feels like I've been sitting here for like 3 hours.
No, I agree. The things that really work for me in this movie are the main cast is all really, really good, obviously. I like the mind games between Gerard Butler and Law & Order Special Victims Unit guy. That's really good because O'Shea puts everything in their heads. When he talks to Gerard Butler's like, oh, I'm going to fuck with this guy. And that's it. Through all this big triangle, everything is planned out. And you don't know it's planned out by him until the end. It is that Usual Suspect moment, which fucking slaps. The twist is the best part of the movie. The heist is the best part of the movie. I think they're all one. The last like 50 minutes of this movie is almost a 10. Like, that shit slaps.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's just the stuff beforehand. There are some scenes that could be cut. The entire grocery store scene is very auxiliary, even though he does buy jelly. It's very funny. Haha. But
Mud, are you still convinced that was like a by chance they met scene?
Yeah, it
has
had
to be.
Because he
What
was
is-
surprised. He was like,
That was the face of shock.
Yes.
Why was he buying just jelly?
He was,
Sometimes
He didn't have a carriage. Was he just walking to the jelly aisle?
No, he had a little hand cart.
He did? I didn't
Yeah.
even see that.
Sometimes you only go into the grocery store for one thing.
I guess
Jelly.
I guess it's
Nothing
jelly.
else.
He was making a peanut butter and jelly, and he was like, "Oh, I'm out of jelly.
I only have the peanut
I
butter
used
and
all
the bread."
lube on that whore."
I also think this movie is an 8. I agree it would be a 9 if some of the fat was trimmed and it had a little bit more building of the brotherhood, like you mentioned. Because it's established in the movie that it is Law & Order Man's crew, but we find out at the end because that's how he wanted it. And O'Shea probably wanted it that way too, because then you can be like, he's the leader. I'm just
Yeah,
here.
I'm just a guy.
And that works so well. Everything in this movie works so well. And Mud knew there was a twist. We obviously
You kept saying there was a twist.
and he figured it out right at the end when the twist was being revealed. And I was like, yeah, Mud,
Yeah, Mud. with all
it's
that
time for you to pick your movie.
With all that out of the way, what are you picking?
So I got to tell you guys, I've been really excited to pick this one. There are a lot of shitty, awful video game movie adaptations. I'm talking like everything Uwe Boll's made, all the Tomb Raider films, Assassin's Creed, and that god-awful Sonic film from like last year. Oh my, is that Joe Quinn, host of the variety podcast Potato Cast and avid Sonic fan?
My pick is going to be Garfield's Pet Force.
Whoa.
The fuck did you just say?
Why would you ever do that?
No, I'm excited. We had a Garfield. Is it Bill Murray Garfield in this one?